day, everyone. Today's pre-recorded lecture is all about part 1 of the urinalysis, which is the physical examination of urine. So, are you ready? Let's get right to it. Okay, so thanks to Sir Jemuel Guasa for the PowerPoint presentation. Alright, so but first, why do we analyze urine? So, nga naman jud na, pirmi man jud kina-request ang urinalysis sa mga lab, apil na sad ang fecalysis because urine, it is readily available and easily collected. Diba, we talked about the previous um, topic, the lesson, na sayo na kayo ang midstream, linkage, pag, at and then pwede sad ang random urine specimen. So, urine also contains information about many of the body's major metabolic function. So, routine UA or urinalysis is more frequently requested because it can be performed easily and quickly. Of course naman, di ba, you experienced it already during your second year times during public health. Yes naman. So, it also reveals diseases of the bladder or kidneys, as well as metabolic or endocrine disorders, which are not directly related to the kidneys. So, examples are pwede maka-reveal if diabetic ang person because of the chemical part of the routine UA. Pwede sad liver diseases because of bilirubin, and pwede sad mga inborn errors of metabolism. So next. So routine UA consists of routine urinalysis has three major areas. So of course, we all know physical examination, and then we also have chemical examination, and lastly, the microscopic examination. So as what I've said earlier, this topic today will just be part 1 of the routine urinalysis. So observing the physical characteristics of urine provides preliminary information, of course, concerning disorders, and the results can be used to confirm or explain findings in the chemical and microscopic areas of urine. So we have different parameters here. We have color, clarity, specific gravity, and sometimes ginagamit sad ang odor. So take note lang guys, ang physical examination is the first part of routine UA, and it is the easiest and quickest part of routine UA. So we'll proceed. There are factors, of course, affecting urine color. This can be either of the following. We have metabolic functions. So example, si patient na siya brown urine which contains blood. So this may indicate glomerular bleeding. We also have physical activities. Adjusted materials, of course, color. Color is also affected by diet, especially colored food. Yes, of course. And then next, we have the pathologic conditions. So we'll discuss the normal urine color. So we all know na, wait. So we're all familiar with the normal urine color. So di ba, it ranges to, unsa ganito ang normal range niya? Very good. Straw to amber. We have here common descriptions. We have pale or light yellow. We have yellow, dark yellow. We also have colorless, straw, yellow, orange, or amber, and also orange. So, kani siya guys, ang physical part of the urine usually magdepende ra dyan ni siya sa medtech. Like, maglahi-lahi ni siya per medtech. Like, for example, ako ang basa sa urine color kay yellow. Pero sa ako ang partner, iyahang pagbasa kay pale or light yellow. So, inana siya guys na objective, kumbaga. And then, we have the major pigments. Diba, in your second year, I know na-touch na ninyo ni na topic, I guess. Diba, ang normal urine color, ang pigments, kay we have urochrome, urobilin, uroerythrin, and hematoporphyrin. So first, we'll discuss the urochrome. So it is named by Thudichum in the year 1864. So it is responsible for the yellow color of urine. Therefore, it is the major pigment. Okay, take note guys. Basta si urochrome, it is the major pigment. And then urochrome levels is dependent on the body's metabolic state. It is increased in thyroid conditions, fasting states, and in urine that stands at room temperature. Next, we have your uroerythrin or your pink pigment. So, refrigerated specimens, usually, daghan jud siya kaayong amorphous urates or yes, amorphous urates. Usually, pag naan niyo siya, makita ninyo na medyo naga-pink-pink bitaw ang urine. That is because of your uroerythrin. And then lastly, we have your urobilin, which is the oxidation product of urobilinogen, and it imparts an orange-brown color to urine that is not fresh. So, balik lang ta, urochrome, major pigment, uroerythrin, pink pigment, urobilin, orange-brown color, na sa mga urine na dili fresh. Okay? So, kani, we have your abnormal urine color. So, di ba, colorful kaayo ni. We will discuss one by one later. Pero, wait. Yeah. Pero, you have to take note that the color of the urine is greatly influenced by its concentration. It is directly proportional. So, for example, a more concentrated urine has a darker color, while a less concentrated urine will give a lighter color, di ba? Gets ra? Gets ra? A more concentrated urine has a darker color, and a less concentrated one has a lighter color. But then, kaning color sa atong urine, it is inversely proportional to its volume. So, mo na siya, larger volume sa imong urine, lighter color, of course, ang small volume sa imong urine, darker color. So, kabantay mo, usually if sige mo kuan, pangihi, magkadugay, magka-light jud ang iyahang color. And then, mo na siya, less concentrated sa siya kay hydrated man ka. So, whereas katong dili jud tig-inom og tubig, once or twice a day ra, tig-pangihi, kuyawa pud na, no? Very dark and then very pud, daghan pud kayong sulod ng ilahang urine. Okay, so, balik na ta. So, abnormal urine can be dark yellow, orange, black, and white. Tell me the name of charot. So, sorry guys, na-distract si ma'am. So, we also have black, brown, and blue, and we also have green. So, side note lang, later, ano siya tawag ani? Spoiler, ang green tungod na siya sa uska bacteria. So, una-una guys, di ba nagbakte na mo ron? Kinsa dagkay? Kinsa dagkay? So, we'll discuss that later. So, here we have the laboratory correlation of urine color. So, medyo taas-taas yun siya guys. And then, summarize na sad ni Sir Guasa ninyo. Thank God. So, dalian ni siya kanan. So recent fluid consumption can be observed with random specimen. Pwede said dilute random, dilute random specimen, recent fluid consumption. So sa ato ang diabetes insipidus, recall, basta diabetes insipidus, taas ang imuhang 24-hour urine volume and then low imuhang specific gravity. While ang imuhang DM or diabetes mellitus, increase iyang SG and positive siya sa glucose test, of course, kay mga diabetic patients. Taas sila glucose. So guys, for now, I want you to think, ngano man ma'am na taas iyahang SG sa DM and then sa diabetes insipidus, maba na noon niyang SG na parehas man siyang diabetes, charot. So di ba? Kuan lang sa just to get your mind's thinking lang. Okay, so we'll discuss that later on. Dark yellow, we also have, of course, concentrated urine, the complex vitamins ninyo. We also have the dehydration. So dehydration can either be fever or burns. And then we also have bilirubin. So bilirubin, something to do with your liver. So yellow foam, when shaken ang specimen. So just a side note, guys, if yellow foam when shaken, it is bilirubin. Pero if white ang foam, meaning ang iyahang correlation ana kay sa iyahang protein. Maybe taas si patient o protein. So wala, side note na to siya, guys. And then of course bilirubin, positive po siya sa bilirubin. And then acriflavine and nitrofurantoin. So inyohang mga antibiotics. So orange, yellow, we have this kuanasad, tampal, your phenazopyridine or your pyridium, and then we have your phenindione. Yellow-green can be bilirubin oxidized to biliverdin. And then, taran! So, kinsa tong nakahuna-una ganihag, Pseudomonas aeruginosa, na green ang urine. Pat your box, guys. Char! Sa mga wala pod kakuan, okay lang na kuan. We're learning here. We're learning slowly. Char. So, mana siya, just another kuan na pod. Side note, basta green gani ang ang urine nato, pwede na siya pwede na siya ang cause ana ang Pseudomonas infection. Ma'am, why man? Recall, I think wala pa dagay mo ani sa inyong bakte, pero basin naka-touch na dagay si Ma'am Cubello ani. So ang Pseudomonas infection, Pseudomonas aeruginosa, it is distinctive green foliage na siya, guys, with a tortilla, so na ninyo pag-pronounce, tortilla scent, or grape, kanang grapes ang iyang scent, tortilla or grape ang iyang scent. So, question, gram positive or gram negative si Pseudomonas aeruginosa? B, unsa, gram positive, gram negative? Charot. Guys, it's gram negative bacteria. Okay? So, basta naa si Pseudomonas infection, pwede green atong urine, and positive sadta sa ato ang urine culture. So, next, pwede sad blue-green. So, antidepressants, those taking antidepressants, like amitriptyline, pwede magka-blue-green ang ilahang ihi. So, pwede sad gani. And then, we have your pink. So, it can be the cause of red blood cells. Intact, guys. Intact. So, ang correlation ani kay, we have a cloudy urine with a positive chemical test for blood. So, RBCs visible microscopically. So, here, guys, we have red. Kani siya, kasi tawag ani, this can either be hemoglobin or myoglobin. So, ang difference ani nila guys is kani. Ang hemoglobin, clear urine, both sila clear urine with a positive chemical test, pero the cause of hemoglobin is intravascular hemolysis. Whereas, of course, myoglobin is because of muscle damage. So, pwede sad ang red, ang beets guys, kanang kao na to. So, we also have rifampin or rifampicin. So this is your tuberculosis medication. So katong ato ang kuan, kablo pa mo unsa ang dimensions gani sa AFP smear nato. Char, di ba daghan kayong mga side notes si ma'am. Dapat stick to the topic lang. Stick to one. Char. Sorry kay guys. And then, kani, ano ito gani? Dili ni siya what do you call this? Pathologic cause, of course, menstrual contamination nato mga girls. Muna siya gina-discourage gyud basta mga girls magpa routine UA as much as possible dili sila mo submit basta gidugo sila. Kay usually it can be mistaken for something na kuan grabe day kayo ending gitugo day ka so basi niya ma-misdiagnose na noon mo. So this laboratory correlation can be cloudy specimen with microscopically seen RBCs, mucus, and clots. So mo ni siya ang pag-distinguish sa imong RBCs, hemoglobin, and myoglobin. So as what I've said earlier, is it clear or is it cloudy? Ang kanang paglantaw nimo sa iyahang clarity. Clear ba siya or cloudy? If clear, it can be hemoglobinuria or myoglobinuria. So, hemoglobinuria, as what I've said, ganiha, your intravascular hemolysis ang cause. Whereas, ang myoglobinuria, muscle damage. So, ma'am, how do we distinguish this? So we can distinguish this by examining the patient's plasma. So red plasma indicates hemoglobinuria, meaning the patient is suffering from intravascular hemolysis. Whereas clear plasma lang siya can be muscle damage lang yun. Whereas cloudy ang imuhang specimen, hematuria siya. So muni akong gingon ganiha, intact inyuhang RBCs. Okay. So, next, port wine. Favorite, porphyrins. Siya ang iyahang cause. Of course, it is negative for blood. It requires additional testing. So, we also have siya red-brown, myoglobin, brown, hemogentisic acid, or your alkaptonuria. Black. So, muna siya guys sa black. It can either be ang cause niya can either be malignant melanoma or melanin or melanogen. And then, we also have your phenol derivatives. Pwede sad, inyuhang argyrol, your methyl dopa or levodopa. So, ano sa ito gani? Familiar mo ani pohon, makafamiliar mo ani pohon sa inyuhang pharma. With Sir LB, I think. Kaya mo sa una si Sir LB man. So, metronidazole, koanasad, tambal na sad. So, muna siya. So, that ends the laboratory correlation of urine color. So, take note, remember guys, basta color of the urine, unsa gani siya, it is directly proportional to very good. It's concentration. Whereas, ang color is inversely proportional to its volume. Very good guys. Yes. Okay. Nice one. Nandito pa kayo guys. Okay pa ato ang huna-huna. Huwag pa mo na lumos. Charot. So, we'll proceed with the next parameter, your urine clarity. Urine clarity or clarity is a general term that refers to transparency or turbidity of a urine specimen, otherwise known as your character. So, normally, freshly voided urine is clear or transparent. So, cloudiness or slight turbidity of urine upon long-standing guys at room temperature is considered normal. So, this is due to the settling down of mucus threads, voidy crystals, leukocytes, epithelial cells, or bacteria. And then, this normal cloudiness or turbidity is called your nabeculae. So, that is your nabeculae, guys, ha? Don't forget, nabeculae. Alright, so, this is the common terminologies, used within a laboratory. So, mo siya, mao ni siya ang common, guys. Alright, we have clear, so no visible particulates. We have hazy, few particulates. Print, easily seen through urine. So cloudy, many particulates. Print blurred through urine. Turbid, print cannot be seen through urine. And then milky, may precipitate or be clotted. PDT is separated into non-pathologic and pathologic. So, ako ninyo guys, what I do to memorize, you study smart, you memorize only the pathologic one. Okay, nga naman. Nantawan ninyo, kay nga naman, nantawan ninyo guys, though pareho sila na 8 ra sila 8 sila sa non-pathologic, 8 kabog sa pathologic, pero ang pathologic gagmay ra bitag words ang inyong kuan ma-memorize like RBC, WBC, bacteria, yeast, non squamous epithelial cells, abnormal crystals, lymph fluid, lipids kaysa ani inyong non-pathologic na naapay phosphates, carbonates, urates, specimens spermatozoa, radiographic contrast media, pyologram. Nabitang murag tag-as kaayong mga words na murag murag lisod siya i-abbreviate bitaw. Pero kamo naranan ninyo guys. That's what I did during my third year time. Ang pathology kan ako ang gi-memorize. Pero kamo guys, whatever suits you jud. Alright, so procedure. So guys, medyo kuan lang jud no, just a quick side note sa side chika di ay. Nag unsa to gani? Nag-video mi ani kami mga lab preceptors with Ma'am Bernal na kanang nag-perform mi og routine UA, and then kaning like halos tanan na activities namo diri with the urinometer and refractometer. But unfortunately guys, katong editor namo which is our batchmate, ni proceed siya og medicine, so wala kaayoy maka-edit. So puhon guys if makalugar to amo ang kabatchmate kasi mahimo or sad niya. Pero if ever guys, kami lang dyan mag-edit ato. So just a heads up lang dyan guys para dili bitaw mo puro imagine na lang ang inyohang mabuhat. So okay, para to the end of story. So next, we have your urine color and clarity procedure. Of course, unsa ni? I bet naka-perform na mo ani tanan. Samot na sa inyo ang second year, public health. Kinsa mga public health. So, sorry. So first, evaluate an adequate volume of specimen. So guys, if ang urine ninyo is na refrigerate ninyo siya, always good, always dapat mabalik siya sa allow it to reach to room temperature before proceeding with the test. So, dapat balik siya sa room temp. Okay? So, use a well-mixed specimen, view your urine through a clear container, and then view the urine against a white background. So, maintain adequate room lighting, and evaluate a consistent volume of urine. So, determine its urine color and then its urine clarity. So, diba, as what I've discussed sa inyong clarity, kabantay mo ang iyahang description kay katong prints can be seen or no, prints can be seen or prints blurred. So, muna siya guys, I usually ipalikod bitaw ninyo ang anything printed na material para makita ninyo ang mga galutaw-lutaw sa urine. Okay? So, we'll go to the next parameter, your specific gravity. So, specific gravity is the density of a solution compared with the density of the compared with the density of a similar volume of distilled water. So its Sg is 1.00 at a similar temperature. So specific gravity of the urine indicates the relative proportions of dissolved guys, solid components to the total volume of the specimen. So it can be likened or pwede sad ang Sg nato is a reflection of the kidney's ability to dilute or concentrate urine. Okay, take note. To better understand Sg, imagine lang, it is a reflection of the kidney's ability to dilute or concentrate urine. So, di ba, ningon naman ko ganiha na ang color directly proportional to its concentration. So, and then color is inversely proportional to its what's guys? To its, oh my gosh, wala po. To its volume. Okay, sorry guys. So, ningon man ta na ang Sg is a reflection of the kidney's ability to dilute or concentrate urine. So, it can be likened na ang Sg is directly proportional to the urine color. So, gets? So, urine color is directly proportional to Sg or concentration. Alright? So, the specific gravity can be determined by direct and indirect methods. So, different instruments are used to test the specific gravity of the urine. So, we'll discuss later on the different instruments. So, the specific gravity of the plasma filtrate entering the glomerulus is 1.010. So, an Sg equal to this is termed as isostenuric. So, don't forget na naa siya S, guys. Di na siya isotenuric. Isostenuric na siya. So, specific gravity lesser than 1.010 is hypostenuric. And then, your Sg greater than 1.010 is hyperstenuric. So, normal specific gravity ranges from 1.015 to 1.030. So, naasad uban ng mga laboratories, they consider 1.002 to 1.035. But for the sake of this lesson, guys, we'll just stick with 1.015 to 1.030. So, unsa ganito ang normal range sa ato ang urine color? Kay numdum pa ba mo? Bagwer na to, gichika. Alright, straw to amber. Very good, guys. Very good. You're still with me. Okay. So, amo na ni siya ang answer sa ako ang question da ay ganiha, guys. Katong kabahin sa Sg sa diabetic patients. Can either be insipidus or ictus. So, di ba, polydip siya, and then we have your polyurea. So, increase iyang Sg because of increased glucose in urine. Kay glucose, guys, what do you call this? It is a macromolecule, kumbaga. So, normally, dili na siya nagapas sa sa ato ang urine. Kay, muna siya, so, if daghan kaayong, in other words, increase iyahang specific gravity because of the kabug-aton sa glucose na present sa urine. Whereas, inyuhang diabetes insipidus, which is the decreased production or function of your antidiuretic hormone. Gets ya so far? Alright. So, muna siya akong gingon ganiha, we have different methods. We have refractometry, which its principle is refractive index, osmolality, changes in colligative properties by particle number, and then what we use now in most labs, good guys, your reagent strip technique. So, its principle is the pKa change of a polyelectrolyte by ions present. We also have this historical methods, your urinometry, and then your harmonic oscillation densitometry, and your dogrammacy method, or your falling drop method. So these are all based on density. Okay, so some laboratories nagayuse pa sila og urinometer kay dili pa kay sila high-tech, dili pa kay sila maka-afford og reagent strip. So, naadjud uban na magamit o urinometer. Okay? So, we'll discuss the refractometer. So, as what I've said earlier, it measures the refractive index of dissolved particles. So, the concentration of dissolved particles present in this solution determines the velocity and angle at which light passes through a solution. So its advantage, it uses a small volume of specimen, only 1 to 2 drops. Usi kayo guys, kaya na-adjud may video ani jud, may tag ma-sure to na mo puhon guys. So it uses only 1 to 2 drops, and then temperature corrections are unnecessary. Temperature is compensated 15 to 38 degrees Celsius, whereas sa inyo ang urinometer, you have to kuan jud kanang daghan kay kang corrections himuon. Ang iyaharang disadvantage kay corrections for glucose and protein must be calculated. So example, mo ni siya ang nawong sa refractometer. So here, number 1, put 1 or 2 drops of sample on the prism. And then close the daylight plate gently. So, dapat inyuhang sample, it must spread over the prism surface. So, muna siya ang inyuhang prism. So, dapat inani siya guys sa dili kanipulang, dili sad na ay bangag. So, inyo siyang i-close and look at the scale through the eyepiece. So, dapat lantawon ninyo ni siya in a bright area jud guys, kay para mo reflect siya. Okay? And then, sa sulod ani guys, mo ni ang ato ang scale. This is it. So, read the scale where the boundary line intercepts it. Usually, color blue ni siya guys. Okay? So, after that, of course, you have to wipe it clean for the next user. So, the refractometer is calibrated using distilled water, which is 1.000, 1.000, and solutions with known specific gravity values. So, ano siya, ang ginagamit is 5% sodium chloride solution, and then your 9% sucrose solution. So, ang urinometry. So, based on density, and then, it is a weighted bulb, weighted bulb shaped instrument that has a cylindrical stem, which contains a scale calibrated in specific readings. So the instrument is floated in a cylinder containing urine. And then the depth to which it sinks in the urine indicates the SG. So it should be checked daily, monitored daily with distilled water. Muna siya with atong gingon ganiha, yung SG is 1.000, 1.000. So as you can see sa atong urinometry, wa siya advantage guys. Historical na jud siya, dapat na jud siya i-phase out yun. Okay? So it requires a lot of sample, it is less accurate, and corrections for dagan kay guys, temperature, dilution, presence of abnormal solutes have to be calculated. So muna siya, calibrated stem, and then your, it is muna siya kung ginganihan na weighted bulb siya. Okay, so its procedure, pour 40 to 50 ml of distilled water into the glass cylinder. Insert urinometer gently with a spinning motion. So, pag naka-insert, kabantay mo guys na, so ano ko siya mag-explain. Imagine na guys na wala pa ni siya guys wala pa ni siya. And then ang urine ani kinara ni siya diri. So before ninyo ni siya ihulog, dapat inyo na siyang kuitan diri and then mura ninyo siya ispin pahulog. Like i-twist ninyo pahulog. Okay, mura mo oh my gosh, I joke. It's a Frank. Okay. Mura ninyo siya i-twist. Oh my god. Basta, inaana guys, i-twist nimo siya, usa nimo siya i-twist nimo siya while dropping it. Okay. So, corrections can, muna siya, temperature, dilution, and abnormal solutes. So, for example, we have your, sa ato ang temperature corrections. For example, ano yung SG sa inyong specimen is 1.013. For example, guys ha, so get the standardization temperature. So, makita na siya sa stem sa imuhang urinometer and the room temperature reading. So, dapat mo ka sa duwa. So, for example, we have standardization temperature of 20 and then your reading or your room temperature is 26. So, to convert Celsius to Fahrenheit, nara ang solution there. Okay, so find the difference between the two temperatures. We have 6 degrees Celsius. Divide the difference by 3 degrees Celsius or 5.4 if temperature is in Fahrenheit and multiply the quotient by 0.001. Okay, add or subtract the product from the actual gravity reading of the specimen. So the general rule for this is for every 3 degrees Celsius increase from the standard temperature, add 0.001 to the SG. Okay? Pero if decrease siya, subtract nimo siya. Okay? Basta increase, add, if decrease, subtract. Okay? So kani kay sa tawag niya, increase man siya, so we have to add the 0.002. So the product is added because the reading temperature is higher than the calibration temperature. So next we have your dilution corrections. So calculate dilution factor. So dilution factor is reciprocal of dilution. Of course, example, 20 ml specimen was mixed with 20 ml distilled water. The sample volume, if dilution, sample volume over total volume, then ang iyahang dilution factor is total volume over sample volume. So for example, 40 ml over 20 ml is equal to 2. Okay, total volume is 40. Okay, 20 okay. Okay, so multiply the last 2 digits of the specific gravity with the dilution factor. So, we have your 1.015. So, muna siya from your previous calculations, 1.015. So, ang last 2 niya is 15. Multiply by 2 is equal to 1.030. Okay? 2 kay ang imong dilution factor kay 2. And then, for the abnormal solutes, so muna siya, general rule, subtract 0.003 for every 1 gram per deciliter of protein and 0.004 for every 1 gram of glucose. So if protein, 0.003. If glucose, 0.004. Okay? So, for example, the specimen has 1 gram of protein and 1 gram of glucose. So, imong SG from 1.030 from this one. So, i-minus ninyo 0.03, 0. Mo ni siya, 1.027 and 1.027 minus 0.004 is 1.023. So, the final SG is 1.03. So, mo ni siya guys. I hope na-get sa to so far. But we also have a shortcut. So, temperature correction shortcut and abnormal solute shortcut. So, I hope magamit ninyo ni siya guys in the future. Lastly, yay, last na ta guys. Lastly, we have your urine odor. So, although it is seldom of clinical significance, but it is a noticeable physical property yun. Samot na sa uban with UTI or mga infections, pagka-submit yun sa sa imuhang urine, manimaho jud siya guys, makaingon jud ka na marag, nagawa mo, charot. Muna siya, kuan jud mo. Very noticeable jud siya. Okay? So, freshly voided urine has a faint aromatic odor of undetermined source. Pero, according to the Journal of the American Chemical Society, urinode is the cause of the characteristic odor of urine. Okay? So, just a side note. Alright, we'll proceed with the urine odor. So, aromatic odor is normal. So, unsa ganito ang range sa ato ang sa ato ang SG? Normal. Alright, 1.015 to 1.030. Normal urine color is good, straw to amber. So, we have foul or ammonia-like odor, which is due to UTI. We have fruity or sweet ketones. Pwede inyong DM. Starvation. Muna siya, guys. Those patients doing intermittent fasting, katong mga tao na gusto magpaniwang, usually dun sa ilahang sa ilahang urine, ang ilahang baho kay fruity or sweet, kaya taas kayo ilahang ketones. Okay? And then we have your maple syrup or your MSUT. So, newborn, usually sa ato aning newborn screening, we have mousy, phenylketonuria, rancid, tyrosinemia. We have sweaty feet o mga bahog kuan, tiil, mga bahog tiil, isovaleric acidemia, and glutaric acidemia. We have cabbage or hops or your methionine malabsorption. Rotting fish can be due to trimethylaminoria. And then bleach can be due to contamination. And then another side note, kindly take note, if swimming pool odor, okay, it can be Hawkinsinuria. Okay? Hawkinsinuria. So, magsulat na sad ko, ani, ma'am, ano na? Oy, improve na. Oh. Yes, of course. I love it. Hawkinsinuria. Oh no, di siya kay. Yes, naman. Muna siya. Dali, wala. Basta ka to guys. Hawkinsinuria, may tag nakita rin ninyo to. I-replay. I-backing rin ninyo ni na video. Basta, Hawkinsinuria. So, ma'am, what is Hawkinsinuria? Okay, it is also an inborn error of tyrosine. Tyrosine siya guys. Tyrosine metabolism. Okay. So, recall lang ta. Okay, quick recap. Physical exam consists of urine color, of course, your clarity or character, and then your SG and sometimes odor. And then Routine urinalysis is defined as a cost-effective or inexpensive, reliable, and very easy to collect and analyze a specimen. Physical exam is the easiest, and it can be quickly done. And then, of course, routine urinalysis has three parts. We discussed today the physical. Next meeting, next meeting we'll discuss chemical, and then your microscopic. So, yeah, I think that's all, guys. So, as always, if you have any questions, guys, regarding this topic or the previous one, don't be shy to send me a private message on Messenger. I will try to answer your queries as much as possible to the best of my knowledge. Okay, so thank you so much for listening, guys. I hope you have a great week ahead. Goodbye and take care.